I'm still finding me. I'm still got a long way to go, but I feel like I'm finding a better balance than probably ever have done.
100%.
So obviously you were helping Vince and Kompany and coaching at Burnley, and you've done very well. Do you think you've taken that growth, if you like, for lack of a better term, like maybe a bit of a better understanding of yourself, but also if you see players who are doing similar things to what you used to do, whether it's the motion or just getting a bit carried away or whatnot, do you think you're in a good position to help those players, and would you use your own experiences to move that along?
I think you understand. I think more now. I understand life a lot more. I mean, I've enjoyed the highs, but I also haven't been too down with the lows as well. So it's allowed me to be a bit more balanced. And I haven't. I always, when I look at a player, like say for instance, he comes in the morning, and do you know when someone's not there, you know they're not there. Instead of like giving them a nudge, saying, "Come on, get going," and you're not trying. And my first thought is to see what's up, see what's happened, because I don't know what's happened last night. I don't know if there's something going on in this family. I need to find out, or as much as he'll be able to tell me. Because I feel like emotionally, it's like everyone. If you know someone's got your back, then you're in. But if someone you feel like someone don't give a shit, you don't really care for you too much. You just watch them perform, and like you're in a circus as an actor, and off you go. And I don't feel that works. So for me, it's like the human side. Like I care more about family than anything else. It's more important to me than anything else. But I mean the players as well. Do you understand what I mean? It's like if there's an issue with anything, football, don't worry about. I don't want to see you off you go. That's more important. And would I have thought like that about 20 odd years ago? I don't think I would have. Because I was like, football's everything. Football's like, do you know what Shankly said about like, life and death? Like I took that literally. I was like living that. It's more important, but it isn't. It isn't. And it took me about 10 years to see an interview he'd done. And obviously he got played back, and he said it was one of the worst things he's ever said. I was like, I wish I fucking knew that about 10 years. I was like, I've been living off this, and even your Roy Keanes and all that. Like I love Roy Keane. Now I'm fed up of him because like it's just boring. Like you just hear, tell me about the game. Stop telling me about something like he's not trying. It's too easy to say all this. It's like give me the detail about why is he not. Now if they've got two in the middle of the park and they're getting outplayed by 4 players. Because that'll happen. I could put 4 people in here and now 2 in the middle. 2 of you will stop running after a while because you work out you can't win it. Now that happens on football. It doesn't mean you're not trying. You just worked out the possibility is actually why am I running? Because I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. That's what you point out. Not the person like,
100%.
So it's those type of things.
Yeah. Do you think that's just separate, I guess, with the punditry route? Like I feel like there's 1 or 2 decent pundits, but then there's also some not so good ones, shall we say. Do you feel like where did you make that decision where you were going to go sort of coaching, management, as opposed to the sort of media route and the punditry? Because you did do it.
No, I went in it when I finished, because I remember taking a meeting coaching, and I just wasn't comfortable with the screen, and I wasn't comfortable with how my message was coming across. So like come away from it, traumatized myself. But it was something I wasn't used to, and usually sometimes when you're not used to it, you shouldn't really be that good unless you're just incredibly, natural, and I certainly wasn't. So that's why I wanted to go into the TV type of route, only for a certain period, because I was really, like to be fair to work with Sky, they helped me with that. So helped me to be able to present myself. So I needed that focus of like, don't forget when you're live on TV, no swearing, so you're constantly like concentrating and
sensory.
But where you've got to give levels of tactical information, but very quick because you've only got a certain amount of time to talk. And I always felt that was important for me if I really wanted to take coaching serious, because at half time I'm only going to get a couple of minutes, so I've got to be able to hit it straight away. Now if I use a screen, this is what's happening, this is what we need to do for in possession, out of possession, but you've got to be able to hit your points for the players, because you're only going to get about 5 minutes of them, if you're lucky. So that's what I use TV for, really, to put me into that. Now what do I think of a lot of media? It's gone down a lot now at the present moment, but I see that as normal, because we've had a lot of new people come in now, which I think is right. Now we talk about that, like, there's a lot of women now involved in talking about the men's game. I think it's completely right. Now, of course, but don't forget when Lineker's and all that had this, because they've had it sewn up for long enough. Now, when they started off, they were poor. They were poor. You can't get away from that. But now they're good because they've had years of it. And now the quality, okay, is taking a little bit of a dip, but it will get better. The more they do, like more people do it, and more they get familiarised with the roles, then they're going to become in the next household names in the next few years. So we've had to take a little bit of a hit now to be able to improve the quality for later. But detail, I think like a lot of people now who are watching football are clued on a lot more now. They see a lot more than what's going on, and I feel we have to speed it up to what we show, and what we need to talk a little bit more about tactics, more about what's going on in the game, because I feel now we're at an area where we've been exposed by the best managers. Like over here now, we're getting exposed. Like we've got Guardiola, we've got Klopp. You know, with the managers we've had, and also the staff they bring, we're at the top end, because the Premier League said we have the best league in the world. There's not even anywhere, not even close to it. Don't worry about German football, it's not there. It's nowhere near, it's the Premier League. It's Premier League, like, now you've got Brentford can outbid AC Milan. If they want to play it, go and take it. AC Milan will be able to touch it, you know, because they got more money to spend on the fee, and they just bought a player for 30 million and then loaned him out for 6 months. It's just, that's what the Premier League's doing now. It's going from strength to strength. The longer you stay in it, you know, like we looked at it last year, even with Burnley, realistically, we needed about 400 million to stay up. 400 million. I'm telling you, honestly, I'm telling you, we spent 120, didn't even touch the sides. We were like, honestly, because what can we get? Then we had to buy young players. So we bought Odegaard for about 10 million, had 1 season in football. Now we're lucky being able to flip him onto Chelsea for 40 this year. But that takes time. You know what I mean? That's a season. So if we would have stayed in the Premier League this year, then we have more money again, then we're able to, you know, that's when you're able to bridge that gap. But anyone coming up, just to what they're doing now and the money they've got, it's like Luton was great, it was like a fit. Everyone wanted Luton to do quite well because they didn't quite spend. But Graham Jones, the manager, yeah, it was Graham Jones, am I right? No, not Rubbish.